I do not know what the fuck my mother is on recently, but she's definitely on her crazy bitch pills. I can say that because fucking same. I've been ODing on my crazy bitch pills, but my mother has just been like a new level of fucking crazy. So for Christmas, for my mom's present and my sister's present, I'm booking a home like somewhere tropical. I'm taking them on vacation, and I'm like, it's just something I wanted to do to celebrate Christmas together, whatever. It's their fucking present. For some reason, my mother wants me to book it now, so I'm literally booking 6 months in advance, but I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll just like look at places. She will send me places that are like $5,000 a night to stay at. I'm like, wait, back this shit up a little. Also, like, this is a me thing. Like, I'm booking this so I can like surprise everybody. No, this bitch has all the input in the world. He's here. I send my mom a place and I'm like, I think we're gonna book this. It's gorgeous. It's exactly what I want. You wanna know what she responds? Livy, this is not on the beach. I go, Mom, where we're going, if we stay on the beach, it's going to be a $20,000 vacation just for the fucking home. And like, I don't know, like, I'm not spending 20 grand. Why? I don't fucking have 20 grand to spend on a vacation. My mother says to me, she goes, well, you better get to TikToking. I said, be so fucking for real right now. And why the fuck don't you get to TikToking? Like, why am I the only one in this family pulling their weight? Like, this bitch, she could easily get a TikTok and do some fucking story time. She chooses not to. She wants a $20,000 vacation. She should get to fucking TikToking. Cause like, let me tell you, even if I had $20,000 to spend on a home, I wouldn't. Like, you guys think I'm delusional? My mother lives in a land of delusion. Like, why the absolute fuck would I book a home for $20,000? And she fully was like, yeah, like, why would you not book a home for $20,000? Next reason I think my mother is on her crazy bitch pills is because she was ordering my contacts for me because she had like all the information with the contact place, and I was like, just let me know how much it is and I'll like send you the money after. My mother goes, oh, just like send me your card info. I said, this bitch has to be on actual crack if she thinks I would ever send her my card information. What? I'm in my zone, so that's why I yelled at Sissy. But Sissy's editing my podcast behind me because she's working for me now. And I forgot, like, she doesn't know how to edit. So, like, I just expect her to, like, know everything. And so when she keeps asking me 24/7, and I'm like, Sissy, why don't you get it? And
I asked 4 questions.
Anyway, giving my mother my card information would be, like, literally giving an arsonist a fucking, like, 80 million lighters. Mind you, I cry in this week's episode a little bit about my breakup. Like, not really. And Sissy's cackling back there. She thinks it's so fucking funny. Honestly, it is low-key embarrassing that I'm gonna post that, but whatever. Go to part 2. Woo. I said to my mom, I'm like, Mom, there's not a world that I'm giving you my card information ever, because I know I would get like a receipt from Chanel and she'd be like, oh, I accidentally used your card. I meant to use mine. Like, there's just no fucking world where she's getting my card. I'm like, the nerve this bitch has just to say it so fucking casually. Just be like, yeah, like, just send me your card info. It's like, bitch, what? No. You want my routing number and my account number too? Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. My mother also went on a weird rampage this week where she canceled every single streaming platform we have, and like Sissy and I lost our minds. Also, because we all pay for like different streaming platforms, and so we realized that later. Like, my mom's like, I've been paying for Apple TV, and Sissy's like, I've been paying for Apple TV, and I'm like, well, I have my own Apple TV that I've also been paying for. My mom was like, I'm over it. I'm done. Like, I'm done spending money on these streaming services. Like, figure it the fuck out. And we were like, okay, whatever. A little harsh, but that's fine. But she has these moments where she's like, I'm not spending money on streaming services anymore. And we're like, okay, Mom, whatever, fucking don't then. And then she'll call me the next day and be like, so what's the login? So I'm grown and I can afford my own streaming services, but there's just something that, like, when your parents are paying for it, it just feels so fucking nice. It's just like a burden taken off your back. I don't know what the fuck it is, because it's honestly only like $7, which is like a latte a month. Like, that's literally nothing. But at the same time, it's just, there's something so fucking nice that like she just covered it, you know? There's something nice about that. My mother's like, I'm done with the streaming services, and I'm like, great fucking timing. Like, the Kardashians just came out on Hulu. Like, I just want to watch the Kardashians. Sissy and I are losing our minds. We're like, why did you do this? Like, literally the premiere of the Kardashians, you decide to fucking cancel Hulu. Like, who does that? Who just does that? So I put Hulu on my card, I put HBO Max on my card, and I put Peacock on my card, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just buy it for us, Sissy. Like, I don't really care. Guess who calls me the next day asking for the fucking login? My mother is like, what's the login for Hulu Live? And I'm like, no. You just made me put every single thing on my card because you were done with streaming services and you weren't gonna watch them or whatever. Though I don't know what fucking Eat, Pray, Love journey you were on that you needed to cancel every like streaming service, but you did it, bitch. Like, you're not getting the login. And she's like, okay, I'm sorry, like, I didn't mean to. And I was like, I'm over the outburst. Yes, now every streaming service is on my card. He just goes to me, wait, does he say what you said?
I said, do you want to edit this part out? You say, I'm fixing my titties, fuck off.
Go listen to the podcast or watch it on YouTube if you haven't. No, keep that in. So I got some PR this morning and I posted it to my Instagram story. Guess who was the first to swipe up and be like, I need some? My fucking mother. Go look at my Instagram story. I posted what she said. This woman has no shame. She will see the PR and goes absolutely fucking nuts. To really piss her off, I'm like, no, sorry, I gave it all to Sissy, which she fucking hates that. But that is exactly why I think my mom's back on her crazy pills.
You know that one friend that's just always down for anything and does the absolute most? Sometimes takes it too far and ends up injured or in a bad situation? Yeah, that's me. I'm that friend. One time I went to my best friend Becca's ranch, which is like 7 hours away, and we went with our other 2 friends at the time. And around her ranch, there's like a bunch of wild cows just grazing in the pasture. I don't know what my thing is about cows, but I just love them. Like, I think they're the most sweet, gentle creature ever. I actually own a cow at my aunt's ranch in Texas, and I was like enamored with that thing when I was little. But this day I learned a hard lesson that they're not always so gentle. So, first day we get there, I hop out of the car, I notice there's a cow laying in the pasture, and I walk over to it. And I was petting that thing for like a good 10 minutes. Like, it was the sweetest cow ever. And so the cow slowly gets up, and in my mind, I'm like, I could probably ride this thing. So here's an image of the first time I attempted that, and then I was like, nah, this is too scary, like, I'm backing out. But then a couple hours later, all the cows are like chilling in the pasture, and I'm like, these cows are pretty tame. They're pretty nice. I think I could do it. And my friends were like trying to talk me out of it. They're like, Jessie, you're an idiot and you're gonna get killed. Don't do it. But were we gonna listen to them? No. Fresh white aloe top. Continuing on, I was like, all right, we doing this. So here's some found footage of the second attempt. Keep in mind this is like 3 years ago, so sorry for the cringe. So I did it. Everything's going well.
Hey, buddy. What's poppin'?
Then my friends are like, okay, she's kind of a badass, and I convinced them to do it too. Here's me and my best friend on the cow. Other Becca pic, she's having a great time here. And this is where I take it too far and things go south. So what I realized is if you gently pat the cow's butt, it makes them walk a little faster. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna have way too much fun with this. So I started patting a little harder. We got to a trot. So I'm thinking, okay, I've ridden bareback on a horse more times than I can count in my life. I think I can handle this guy. So I turn to my friends and I'm like, hey guys, watch this. Famous last words, I know. And so I turn around and slap the cow's butt as hard as I possibly can. I would like to publicly apologize to that cow. I still feel bad about that. I'm sure you have a nice family at home. But I'm here for a good time, not a long time, clearly. So I slap its butt as hard as I can, and that thing starts bucking. Like, what did you expect, Jessie? Did you really think that thing was gonna gallop? It was bucking hard. I actually stayed on for a few seconds, which is why I think I'd be good in a rodeo. I was thigh gripping onto it for dear life, but it kept bucking harder and harder, and when I tell you I flew off of that thing, landed in a cow pie. Later, my best friend ended up telling me she actually thought I broke my neck and instantly died. I was folded. By the grace of God, all I had is a pretty bad concussion, but would I do it again? Yes. Even though nobody asked, I'm going to tell you guys the second most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to me. So it was my 16th birthday party. I just wanted to keep it casual, so I was hanging out with all my friends at the mall, and then we were going to go to an art museum in about an hour. But in the meantime, we were all just hanging out at Dick's Sporting Goods, literally just playing mini golf. And then I had to pee, so my boyfriend's sister went with me. So we walk in the bathroom, and you guys remember that meme that was going around in like 2020, and it's like the old guy, and he's like, time for a munch crunch. Well, I used to quote that meme constantly. Of course, when we walk in the bathroom, there's only 2 stalls and no one in there. So Hannah, my boyfriend's sister, is just standing by the sinks waiting for me because she didn't have to go. So I get into the stall and I realize there's no toilet paper in mine, but I could just reach into the stall next to me and take some of theirs. So I, still thinking we're the only ones in there, proceed to reach under to the stall next to me as I'm sitting on the toilet, literally yelling, "It's time for a munch crunch!" over and over from the top of my lungs as I am actively pulling toilet paper from the stall next to me. I walk out of the stall. Hannah's just looking at me with the widest eyes, so I was like, what? She points to the stall next to me that I had just taken toilet paper out of, and as I'm sure you figured out, there was literally someone in there. I ran out of that bathroom faster than I've ever ran anywhere in my life. I did wash my hands in a different bathroom, but I was mortified. And my boyfriend's sister did try to warn me that someone else was in there, but I was literally just so loud that I didn't hear her. Like, can you imagine you're just trying to pee in peace, and then you sit down and someone starts yelling, "It's time for a munch crunch," and pulling the toilet paper out from under your stall into theirs? Ugh. Still keeps me up at night sometimes.
Am I wrong for not giving a wedding present I promised because I was uninvited? I, 32 male, was invited to a wedding of an acquaintance of mine named Molly a few months ago. I'm not super close to her or her fiance, but I love weddings, so I said, yeah, I'll go. Now, the relevant part here is that I have a very good career and make an excellent living. Plus, I love giving gifts and splurging a bit. So I spoke with Molly and her fiance and promised them a custom-made gaming PC since they game together. They were very happy and thanked me a lot. The price of the PC would come out to be a little over $1,500, not counting the monitor I was willing to throw in. This is a gift for an acquaintance? What do you get for like your close family and friends? That's what I want to know. 2 months ago, Molly told me that unfortunately I had to be uninvited to the wedding as part of a cost-cutting measure. She apologized but assured me it was only because of cost. I was upset but let it go. Then I found out a week or so later that a mutual acquaintance that was still going that Molly told her she had to cut people because she needed the invites for some of the groom's family who decided to come. I was pissed, so I decided to not give Molly the PC I promised. Molly's wedding happened 2 weeks ago, and from what I can tell, it was a nice ceremony. Afterwards, she actually texted me asking if we could talk about when the PC would arrive. I asked if we could call. She said yes. I told her that since I didn't go to the wedding, that I wasn't going to get her a gift. I don't see anything wrong with that. Why would I? That's so weird. Like, hey, you can't come to my wedding anymore, but please feel free to still give me the $1,500 gift that you were going to get me. We had a long argument where I said I was being petty and that I was holding it against her that I couldn't come and that I made a promise. I didn't tell her that I knew because I wanted to protect the person who told me. She called me a petty asshole and complained to our friend. I explained to a few select people the whole story. Most agreed with me, but some said that weddings cause people to make very tough decisions that aren't personal. Now I'm doubting myself. Maybe it wasn't personal and I'm just being petty. But she did lie to me and uninvited me while still expecting an expensive gift from me. So, am I the asshole?